Our Family, Part 9. The story goes on. Hazrat Nuh alayhi salatu wassalam had 3 sons, the believers, and they were settled in different parts of the world. And their descendants were the people of Asia, people of Africa, people of Europe, people of Far East Asia, East Asia, Far East, China, Japan, Korean Peninsula, places what we know as Malaysia or Indonesia, and so on. Well, there were people in Americas as well. There would have been the travelers from Africa. There would have been the travelers from Europe. There are people in Australia. So they would have been the travelers of the other part of the world. It can be a very long study, long discussion. So I would not like to go into the details. I would prefer to proceed with my topic, that is our family. So our family finds the roots in Prophet of Allah Almighty, Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam. So one of the descendants of Hazrat Nuh alayhi salatu wassalam is Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam, who was there in the Arabian Peninsula. This is the seat of culture. This is the seat of human civilization. And this is where Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam emerged. And he is one of the descendants of Hazrat Nuh alayhi salatu wassalam. And he bore Noor Mustafa sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. The Noor which was provided to Hazrat Adam alayhi salam traveled in his descendants, reached Hazrat Shis alayhi salatu wassalam, reached Hazrat Idris alayhi salatu wassalam, reached Hazrat Nuh alayhi salatu wassalam, and reached Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam. Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam confronted Namrud, the emperor at that time, and the emperor of Arabian Peninsula. Namrud was very strong, and he was an infidel. And in his empire, they worshipped the idols. So Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam started a campaign against idols, broke their idols, and then there was the condemnation by Namrud, and Namrud was brought to the court of Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam was brought to the court of Namrud, and Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam justified his campaign against the idols, but of course they didn't consent to him, and a verdict was provided against Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam, and he was punished. He was punished to be sent into a fire, a very large fire. The story goes on. The fire was prepared. It burned for days and days. Hazrat Adam alayhi salatu wassalam was thrown into it by a manjanik, and Allah Almighty ordered fire to get cool enough, cool to a certain extent that it may not harm Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, but it may become paradise for him. So the fire cooled down, and it became paradise for him. He stayed in the fire, but no harm was there to him. And when he walked out of it, he had to leave the place, so he migrated. He migrated along with his family. Hazrat Sarah alayhi salatu wassalam, one of the cousins, was married to Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam, and the story goes on.